Welcome back to Lazy History Club, where forgotten stories rise from the depths, sometimes literally. Today's tale comes from 1200s Italy, a time of holy relics, roadside miracles, and extremely questionable sainthood standards. And in this case, the holy relic was a fish. Yes, a fish, one that allegedly performed miracles, inspired prayer, and ended up with its own shrine. This is the story of the fish that became a saint, and it is every bit as absurd, slippery, and gloriously over the top as it sounds. Our story begins in a small fishing village in northern Italy, sometime around the 13th century. It was a regular day. Fishermen tossed nets. Kids ran barefoot. The local priest was probably yelling at goats. And then someone caught a fish. A big one. Some say it was a carp. Others claim it was a trout. One very poetic monk described it as shining with the glory of divine intention. Translation: it looked weird. This wasn't your average seafood dinner. According to witnesses, the fish glowed faintly in the sunlight, had a pattern on its scales that resembled a saintly face. And get this, did not die right away. It just blinked and stared and refused to stop flopping. Villagers gathered, whispers spread. Someone said, "It's a sign." Someone else said, "It's holy." Someone else said, "Let's not eat it just yet." And thus began the cult of Saint Fish. Now, medieval Europe was no stranger to weird relics. There were bones, toenails, thorns, and at least 3 different churches claiming to have Mary's actual headscarf. But a living fish that performed miracles. That was new. Within days, people were visiting the fish, praying to the fish, dropping coins in its bucket, leaving offerings like herbs, wine, and tragically, other fish. They named it Il Santo Pesce, the holy fish. It was moved to a stone basin in the church, kept alive in fresh water, guarded by monks, fed gently by nuns, and, according to local records, given a tiny silver halo fashioned from a coin. They made a halo for the fish. Because this is medieval Catholicism, TM, and logic is optional. Then came the miracle reports. A blind man said he touched the fish's scales and regained sight. A woman with a bad leg claimed the fish blinked at her and the pain vanished. A farmer swore his crops doubled after he poured fish water on them. More pilgrims arrived. Some prayed, some wept. Some just wanted to see the scaly Messiah for themselves. One local nun wrote in her diary, "The fish regards us with gentle wisdom. I believe it has known God personally." Meanwhile, the fish just floated, blinked, flapped its fin occasionally like a pope giving a blessing. Merchandise appeared. Wood carvings, mini fish statues. A man claimed to sell holy flakes from its tank. Totally not just pond scum. And yes, someone wrote a hymn for the fish. Now, if history has taught us anything, it's this. Nothing attracts church attention faster than unauthorized miracles. Word of the fish reached the local bishop, who rode into town expecting a misunderstanding. Instead, he found a literal fish shrine monks chanting psalms in Latin to a bowl, a village choir singing "O glorious gills, bathed in grace," and a merchant trying to sell him blessed fish soup. The bishop was not amused. He tried to explain, fish are not people. Fish cannot be saints. Fish do not go to heaven. And no, you cannot canonize a trout. The villagers replied, "But look at its eyes, it understands." a priest offered him a pamphlet titled Fishdom and the Divine. The bishop sighed so hard it counted as a minor exorcism. The bishop issued a formal decree: remove the fish, bury it, and stop anointing it with oil, for heaven's sake. The town refused. They claimed it was alive by the grace of God. So the bishop excommunicated the fish. Yes, he excommunicated a fish. Because this is how history works sometimes. Finally, to end the drama, he ordered the fish removed and buried in a proper grave. A full funeral was held. Bells rang. People wept. One monk insisted the fish glowed even after death. Another claimed it smelled faintly of frankincense. A child swore it winked as they covered it with holy cloth. And so the fish was laid to rest. But the story doesn't end there. Years later, the villagers secretly built a small shrine on the site of the fish's burial. Pilgrims still visited. They lit candles. They offered coins. One carved a stone plaque that read, Saint Fishus, swimmer of blessings, he who did not fry. No official church ever canonized the fish. But for the village, that didn't matter. They believed. And belief, as we know, is very slippery. So, what did we learn today? Medieval people could turn anything into a saintfish, can be holy, as long as they flop dramatically. And if the bishop shows up, hide your shrimp. The tale of Saint Fishus reminds us that history isn't just battles and kings. It's also about people searching for hope in strange places, even the bottom of a bucket. Thanks for watching Lazy History Club. Stay cozy, stay curious, and if your lunch starts glowing, maybe light a candle, just in case.